your referee for your main event, Stuart Garvey. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. And it is for the Clandestine Wrestling Society Championship of Salvation. Introducing first, your challenger.
You're under arrest, Shabaz.
Thank God.
Yes, I am your new Salvation Champion. I'm going to beat that dirty goose meat. You'll see. Cook goose for dinner.
Weighing in at 215 pounds from the mean streets of LA.
Forever, always, the greatest tag team, soon to be champions. Forever.
Forever.
Do it.
Always, soon to be new tag team champion.
That's, yeah, two-time champion.
Two-time.
Yes.
Two-time.
Get it right, you monkey.
Sorry, I'm new at that.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Sheik
That's me.
Akbar
Born for
Shabaz.
greatness and I'm made of gold. I tried, man, I tried. You should all trust in me, because I will never steer you wrong. You're doing every time. Don't lose your glasses. Glasses are beautiful.
And his opponent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here live at the Rec Room South Common in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada for Clandestine Wrestling Society 17. This main event contest here, as Big Bad Boris, our guest ring announcer, has stated, is for the Clandestine Wrestling Society Championship of Salvation. Now I have the distinct pleasure of being joined at the broadcast booth by LPW founder and regular ring announcer and all-around nice guy, Spencer Love.
Who would have thought you'd be saying that about me a couple of months ago? It's good to see you, Judge. It's good to see you here.
Glad to have you on the booth.
It's glad to see you here behind the booth for our main event, featuring, of course, the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw, and Sheik Akbar Shabaz. I'm psyched, man. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you. This is the first title defense that the Canadian Goose Kyle Shaw has for this title. He's getting the fans behind our ring announcer here, Big Bad Boris.
How can you not love Kyle Shaw, though? Of course, the guy's been absolutely tearing it up here on Thursday night since returning to the ring in January of 2024. He's got the belt to prove it, of course, first defense, but certainly ain't the first appearance. I guess the guy was walking out to West Edmonton Mall with a nice little title on him. Hey.
This is true. Now, the only guy in the room here who appears to have an issue with the Canadian Goose happens to be Mr. Sheik Akbar Shabaz himself. All around, not very nice guy. All around, kind of a creep.
Who doesn't he have an issue with, though, man? Whether it's with the PWA or whether it's the attitude he's brought over here to Love Pro Wrestling since making his debut at LPW 3. The dude's got attitude, and he's got it directed towards the Canadian Goose.
And he's clearly got the upper hand. Well, let's take a look at that title here. Stuart Garvey with the Championship of Salvation above his head. Sheik Akbar Shabaz with the clear advantage simply based on years in the business. But remember that Kyle Shaw has an overwhelming support from the audience, and I think that's what gives him the edge in these matches.
Would you say he's plucky?
I'd say he's plucky. I'd say he's plucky. I think I know what that means.
Oh, yeah. Clever guy thought of that.
All right, let's go. Ring the bell.
The bell has rung, and we are underway here for our main event, CWS 17. Classic Goose. If a goose isn't hissing at you, it's honking at you. Hiss,
Like 3
hiss.
decibels louder than that, guys. Come on.
Doesn't he know how to get a guy fired up? Well, maybe not fired up in all the ways that he wants to be in the case of Sheik Akbar Shabaz.
Yeah,
but
Sheik's
I
not
digress.
having any of it. Sheik's actually mocking him.
Sheik, famously fun-loving.
Yeah, Sheik is known to be a very nice guy.
Unfortunately, still a piece of
This guy
shit.
here might as well have just shown up and been like, yeah, my name's Al and I'm a crackhead.
What?
And we return to Goose calling someone or being called a crackhead.
All right, Goose, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
I bet you Sheik Shabaz tops that in 60 seconds.
Yeah. A guy known for saying some very politically correct things. He's got him in the headlock here. Sheik Shabaz has nobody to impress but himself. That's why Pierre Lira is so successful in Love Wrestling. The champion is to his feet. Seems to be taking these honks lightly. You shouldn't be. That's what got him into this position as champion of the Clandestine Wrestling Society.
When you mess with the honk, you get the bonk bend.
It's true. Off the ropes, huge shoulder tackle, and the Goose is down.
Unfortunately, much like the jacket, Goose down.
That was good. I like that. Resilient. Shabaz off the ropes with another shoulder tackle. Goose looks winded.
And you might not like the methods, man, but you can't deny that Sheik Shabaz is as decorated as he is for a reason. The attitude, maybe not a fan. The results, you can't argue with them.
Well, he's an all-time great when it comes to the tag division of Love Wrestling. And if you look beyond that, an outstanding PWA champion as well. Canadian Goose Kyle Shaw, of course, with his own lineage of success, but recently with this Clandestine Wrestling Society Championship of Salvation. And the honks are again, we're honking over. Get honked. Shabaz has clearly underestimated the support that the Goose gets, and he's out to the floor. Goose is going for the dive, watch out! My God!
Geese can fly, Ben Oomen.
Migrating to the floor of the rec room.
And Sheik Shabaz's chances of winning this match went down south for the summer.
Grabbing him by the hair. Kyle Shaw is in control here. Quick punch to the face. Sheik looking dazed. Off the ropes goes Kyle Shaw. Into the head scissors possibly. Sends him into the ropes. Canadian Goose is fired up. The rec room is clearly behind Kyle Shaw. And Sheik Shabaz turns it around with that kick to the stomach and a punch to the eye. Sheik Shabaz, notorious nice guy, stomping away on the Goose, using those ropes as leverage. Proverbial prick. Name one nice thing Shabaz has done in the last year. Do it.
Well, at least you listened to the count there by the authoritative referee Stuart Garvey.
Hooking him up for a suplex. Grabs the waist.
Straight to the lower back of the Canadian Goose.
You have to consider that if he's stomping away on that back, he's aiming for that border toss, that cross-armed power bomb of sorts, and of course that camel clutch. Mocking the Goose here. You got to look at the. Okay, all right, that's good. That's great. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
We're PG at 13 at best. That being said, Sheik Shabaz maybe with the nicest uppercut in the business. That guy flies across the ring.
Nothing more impressive than the Euro uppercuts from Shabaz, and a big slam coming in. Goose is down, like the coat. Interesting pin, but Goose gets out of it. Taking him back.
Right into the forearm there from Sheik Shabaz.
Locking in that headlock here. Now again, I want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers. Without you guys, these matches, they don't get seen in the same way. If you subscribe to our Patreon, you get all of these extra matches on top of a bunch of bonus content coming in from Love Wrestling on the regular. So make sure to subscribe now, get those numbers up, and we'll release even more matches and more special content.
You know, it says a lot, Ben, when you get through the plug for the Patreon and Sheik still has that chin wrapped up in his forearm.
Off the ropes goes Goose. Going in for the crossbody. The strength of Shabaz picking him up. Fall away, slam!
I don't think this is how Goose wanted to find out he could fly.
This is a This is not reassuring for a first title defense. Kick out at 2.
That all comes with experience, Ben. Like we talked about a couple of times, Sheik Shabaz has carried gold everywhere he's gone, whether it be PPW, the PWA, and of course right here in Love Pro, where he's the 3rd longest reigning tag team champion of all time.
Slapping the goose, you're right. You're right, he's decorated, but he's sure an asshole, pardon my language.
What everything I do.
No, Ben, I won't be finding you for that one because I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, look at
Arguing the rules as if Sheik Shabaz has ever followed them. Putting on that face, ripping at the face of the goose.
Oh, it's not beautiful.
I actually think that Sheik Shabaz enjoys putting pain on people's faces.
I don't think there's ever a good time to see someone else's back molars, Ben. Especially not in a wrestling ring.
You know, when kids cry, Shabaz smiles. Those are like 2 guarantees.
Oh, shit.
Big slam. Going to the outside. This is some classic Sheik Shabaz here. Diving through. This could be it for the goose. 2 count. It's 2 count.
And Shabaz remains without his first singles gold here in Love Pro Wrestling, at least for now.
And I know Shabaz must be thinking about that he wants those singles titles around his shoulders or around his waist. And this is the best way to get at this opportunity here against the Canadian Goose Kyle Shaw, your champion of salvation. Putting him in the corner.
Especially coming off of such a major win there at LPW West Edmonton Mall event. Of course, coming back, teaming with Barack Garani for the first time in a few months, picking up a huge win over the boys. Like the car said, man, let the good times roll.
Goose off the ropes. Into the crossbody, he is down. Reeling from the pain, doesn't make the cover. As I said before, if these individuals aren't at their feet by 10, this is a no contest. The title stays around the Goose's waist, so Shabaz needs to get to his feet.
And that Rec Room crowd still right behind Kyle Shaw, your champion of salvation.
Pushing him off the ropes, Goose coming in. Big elbow to the head. And another. Rolling him up. Shades of the Dusty. Going in, neck breaker. Goose neck breaker.
Looking for the bionic wing and changes it up there.
Cartwheel splash.
See, we're even finishing each other's
Sandwiches.
I love ya.
Who's ready for Sister Abagoose?
I would be ready for Sister Abagoose. I'm ready.
There are a few things that I'm always down for. Sheik Shabaz getting put down and a great pun-related finisher.
Hooking back. Reverses to the back. Coming in. Big spine buster. Goes Akbar Shabaz going in for that cover. This could be it, folks.
I don't know if geese have spines, but consider it busted if they do, brother.
That spine is busted, and that was the closest 2 of the evening.
What do you mean?
What a pouty little baby.
Sheik Shabaz with his best Mars the Specialist. What do you mean? Unfortunately, maybe not with a similar win-loss record as at this point.
What's Shabaz setting up for here? Picks him up into the fireman's carry.
Easy, too.
Goose with the elbows, gets to the back, turns him around. Headbutt! Huge headbutt.
And that is a tall tower going down.
Sheik Shabaz, possibly one of the biggest competitors in Love Wrestling, Love Pro Wrestling. What's Goose going for? I would like to see the Goose fly. I'm one of them. Going up to the high rent district goes the Goose. Pay attention, he's behind you. Shabaz hooking up for this power bomb here.
Just the strength of the Sheik.
Sit down power bomb and the cover. 1. Kick Soda 1. Oh, Goose is up.
And the Rec Room is fired right up.
Rolls through. Only a 2.
Back on the shoulders.
Goose goes to take advantage, takes that arm. Going for a cradle. Might as well cradle. Cover. Near 3. Near fall there. Stuart Garvey giving me the 1.5 inches. Double kick. Goose hooks him up. Underhook DDT right to the center of the mat here at the Rec Room in Edmonton. The Goose seems to be in pretty good condition here. What is this? Is this Mr. Flacco? I've heard about Mr. Flacco. I don't want to know where that thing came from.
Well, we saw where it came from, but that almost arguably makes it worse there, Ben.
That does make it so much worse. Does it have eyes? Does that thing have eyes?
It's got 2 eyes, a beak, and it's got at least a few teeth coming up here real quick. If the Goose has anything to say about it, but he doesn't.
Going in for the choke slam. Huge choke slam by Sheik Akbar Shabaz. No chance for Mr. Flacco, and the cover. Near fall again.
Both the Goose and Flacco kick out.
You stupid goose! You stupid goose!
Geese don't speak English, Sheik.
Why don't you stay? Hey, you goose!
Absolutely manhandling, and he's locked in the Mr. Flacco! He's got it! The mandible honk! Is he gonna submit or pass out?
Even if he wanted to, Sheik Shabaz ain't honking along anymore.
He can't really say no with that sock in his mouth. Looking for that rope break. Smart choice by Shabaz here. Not necessarily the most honorable choice, not trying to break out of that, but using the ropes as an advantage to get out of that submission. The Goose is honking again.
One might say dishonorable, but I still see a guy in a match rather than being out of it.
Shabaz gets him up for the border toss. Going to the outside, possibly. Slips down, goes Kyle Shaw. Dodging that rope, going in for the roll-up. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen!
And still, your champion of salvation. Smart move there from the Goose. I think the Sheik getting a little bit overeager, a little bit overconfident. A little bit of a leg over the rope and a 1-2-3 with some shoulders to the mat.
Kyle Shaw parades around the ring with the honks and Mr. Flacco, and Shabaz seems arguably pissed off in the middle of the ring. You can't blame him.
Nah, but there were a lot of tricks in Sheiky Baby's bag, but he used all of them, and he's still leaving here without any gold around his waist.
Still your champion of salvation, Canadian Goose Kyle Shaw.
You can't doubt the heart of the champion, of course.
Still,
right from the start, taking an absolute beating.
Still beaking off out here. I think it's time to get this show under the road here. Shabaz, the match is over.
You're done.